all yours.
Okay. Good evening, coaches. Welcome back to our ATO Coach Development webinar series. We are happy tonight to have Alex Chenier with us. Alex is a Hockey Canada skills coach that works in the Hockey Quebec branch, lives and works north of Montreal. I had the pleasure of meeting Alex a couple of years ago when he actually ran his own webinar series with a collection of skills coaches across the country. So I sat in on those, and I've followed him on social media ever since and communicated back and forth. So we were absolutely delighted to have Alex join us tonight. And we've got a really interesting topic. I know one that a lot of coaches work on and are very interested in helping their players get more advanced at and perfect their skills. So we'll turn it over to Alex, and he's going to walk us through some really cool things on puck recovery and help letting those skills lead us to breakout efficiency. Alex, welcome.
Thank you, Brian. I really appreciate. Thank you, everyone, for being with me tonight. So it's a pleasure. It's kind of special to do some stuff on the Ontario branch. So it's great. Tonight, I will talk about, like Brian told, puck recovery skill. I'll start with myself. First of all, when I start the basic, I'm a teacher in physical education from the University of Montreal. So I teach younger kids. So I try to explain and find the great word to say to them, because sometimes it's kind of, you have a elementary school, you have a different level. So it's you have to find another way to teach them. I'm a Hockey Canada, Hockey Quebec certified skill coach. We have a program in Quebec also that we have to be certified every year. We have to pass through different webinars. I'm working with the U18 AAA here in my city, and I run the program for the U17 to U11 in the Alder region. So I'm the director of development and the skill coach also. I'm also the owner at Hockey Development. It's my company. I'm having player during the summer, around 200 players. I have pro player to younger player from everywhere. So it's really great. One special quote, thank you for being with us. I love this quote because it's my mind. Everyone will ever meet know something you don't. And I think if we start with that, we'll learn something tonight, or maybe not, but I hope you'll get something or just one thing. First of all, just a small video to remind us great stuff. So I'll let you play the video, and after I'll talk. All right, just about this video, it's just more to talk about that. Sometime when we're on the with player, we want them to be so much professional and perfect as a hockey coach, and we forgot that the fun part is the best. And just to connect with my my next thing, my vision about development and practice is that we need reps, a lot of reps, and sometimes we forget we have so many players in a row waiting for something. So I try to use the ice the more efficient as I can. A lot of reps, movement. I want every player in movement all the time, most of the time, and fun. And this is why I'm using a lot of shooting. Every drill, I have a shot. So it's we know that player love to touch pucks and shot the puck. So I have a lot of drill with shots because I think they have more fun, and if they have more fun, they retain more the information. I built my practice more technical, starting with one topic. After tactical, we will connect something collective with decision making. I like decision making because develop the hockey sense. And what is funny, it's most of the time we do a drill, and it can be used like today in a breakout situation, but it could be done also in an offensive zone play. So we can twist and see for forward or D-man, or depending on the situation, we can see that they're connecting everywhere. Here, I have work analyzing all the kind of breakout we could do, like the skill for a D-man. So for D-man example, hip pocket, the puck behind the net, scan, shoulder. So there's different skill. BTH, we'll talk about it. Puck forehand, cuts the net. So it's different skill that, and I won't show you all these clips tonight because it will be there all night long. But just to see that there's so many skills to just manage as a D-man that in a season we can see every dam for sure. But it's great to see that there is a lot of skill. Also for winger, I think winger is the position that has the more skill to need on a breakout. Honestly, center, they are in the middle of the ice most of the time. They are in support, but the winger has to deal with the board most of the time. And we'll talk about the rim and things like that also. And there's so many things, so we'll talk about them more. But I just want to show you the image. And if coaches wanted the image after that, I can send you, no problem. It will be a pleasure. So more about tonight, we'll talk about skating ability, the edges, crossover, and backward skating, more backward crossover, because it's part of the game today and sometimes we forget to develop it. Puck handling ability, passing, receiving, fake and deception, puck protection also. And after we'll have the scanning ability, that is how you see a player implement in the game what you have shown him. So, and you'll have an efficient breakout. So more about the edges, and depending on your pass and things like that. And I have two great images over here from Joel Lenius. Joel is the skill coach for the Oilers Edmonton for the skating part. And he was showing us this image, and it's a great image to see the inside and outside edge and more understand. Also that if we look at the edges that has a U, inverse U, and the water is going under it. So most of the time it's how a player will go in the ice with their hedges, and sometimes they go too much in the ice. We'll talk about it. And the second image is the weight on the blade. So depending if you're on a crossover or just an inside edge, where you'll put your weight on your under your feet. So over one edges that is less developed is the outside edge, and it's really important because it will connect with our crossover and other action and deception also. So it's just a simple drill here to show you that we can work on our outside edge, and I'll talk about the player also in the clip. So I'll just let go and after I'll come back. So it's a simple drill. I like to work with row and having a lot of player in rep, making a lot of rep. So I'll take this player over here, all right? It's a simple drill just to feel his balance and put the weight at the right spot. And when we ask player to put their weight, I'm sorry, I'll just... Most of the players have their weight too much in front of their toes or too much in behind at the heel. So we will ask them to use the second part of on their weight to be in better control. So under just the toes, but not at the top of the toes. And we're asking them to have a connection between shoulder, knee, and toes. All right. If you put a stick over here right now, in a linear way, you could connect the stick with the shoulder, the toes, and the knee, and it's a great way to see. And you could try with your player just slide the ice, and if players having a better knee band, but not too much, but under the right spot, they will glide much more. So, and it can make a big difference in their change of direction and things like that. This is a small drill that you could do with your player also in a simple area, and everyone can be in the ice and doing it at the same time. So it's about rep. It's just 3 pucks. And we'll see the player about also the shoulder, and I'll just bring it back. So working the outside edge. So over here, we could see that the player, like the difference between his two skate. So if I'm just stopping over here, his knee bend is not enough right now, and his glide is less. It's more difficult for him to keep his glide on the edges over here on the outside when he's going after. So he could not glide efficiently. So having his knee bend in front will help him. And also he's bending his shoulder in front, so he's not set on his weight, and it can make a big difference on his gliding. Second one was better. Sorry. So inside, same drill, but inside edge, we have our Top Gun girl here. She's a defenseman. She's gliding very well, and she's fast. But in this example, you'll see. I'll let it play. She's going really fast, and most of the time, she has she has his edges too much in the ice. What I mean by that, too much in the ice, is about the friction that she's creating. Sometimes players has their edges too much, and sometimes they touch the plastic on the ice, and this is why they slide. And she's going inside, really inside the ice, so she will glide less. Sorry. And if she's able to keep his knee a little bit more and his ankle a little bit more in a linear way and doing the edges, she will be able to glide and be in better control also. And the second part about that is at the end of the movement, she has the weight on the heel, so you could see. So she's losing a glide also on it. So it's a simple thing to correct, and you could just stop her and tell her about his knee. And if she brings back his knee a little bit more over here bend, she won't have his weight on his heel. And so it's a simple detail that you could correct with your player. So this is our girl. You'll see this player, he's doing it and he's straightforward. So his glide is not efficient as it is, and he's not powerful. So his leg is really straight. So it's something that you can correct also. All right. So simple drill also to puck recovery. We'll go to puck recovery because it's our topic today, but it's just helping. So it's just about spotting a puck on board, and our player are getting the puck. Sorry. You could ask your player on the drill here. We have two ways. I'll show you one way, but the player can go on one leg, left, right, and after engage and go recover the puck and make a pass. Or he can just go on his left leg, recover. You could ask the player also to inside edge, and after that crossover also, just to see if he's able to maintain his inside edge and after accelerate. What it will help in our puck recovery skill as a D-man, and just think about it. If a D-man is going straight to the board, getting a puck, and he's just using his edge, not crossing over, just using his inside edge, he will see the play faster because his shoulder will open and he will see everything. So most of the players, sometimes they go and they will start crossing over, but when they cross over, their shoulders stay down and they're not opening and seeing the play. So I will see one of our player here. So he's going, holding his edge, accelerate, making a pass. So you could see, so it's a great position. Most of the time they have their skate up like that. It's perfect. His ankle is a little bit broken, but it's all right. It's part of the game. And another thing was also that can be helping your player to have a better flexibility in their ankle. It's about how they tie their skate also. If you want to try something with your player, it could be really simple. Ask them to make a squat, a simple squat in shoes. And after, ask them to make it with their skate outside the outside the ice, sorry. And you will see if they flex as much as outside the ice. So you will see the ankle flexibility, and sometimes they have their top. Sorry, my French. Sometimes their top lacet at they're too tight. So just slack it. Sorry. Second player, he's holding a little bit more. What can help for a player to be faster also on his holding after that is the second knee, the opposite knee, that will drive further crossover. So knee out, we call it. So the knee will jump to engage the next blade on the ice, and after that, be powerful on the crossover. So here you could see when he's driving the inside leg here, he's driving it, but slowly. Put it on the ice. But the second knee after that over here, the left leg, he could drive it a little bit more on his crossover to be more explosive. So it's a detail about puck recovery that you can check it with your player. It's kind of interesting to see. And sometimes they are like, why are you asking me to drive my knee? I don't understand, but it will turn faster and will accelerate faster also. So drill with a shooting part. Right now, I have one net. If you could have two nets on the ice, you have more rep for sure, and player love it, even if there's no goalie. All right, I'll show you a clip about Sam Girard, who's a great skater. Everybody know him. So Sam here will be on his inside edge, activating his turn, making a pass. It's not a big deal, but it's a simple play. Over here, it's a puck recovery from a board. Pass. Sam engaging is inside edge. Sorry. Just over here. Over here. So he's on his edges. And after he drives the other knee, he's turning around, making his play. This is a detail of puck reception that we could talk with your player. And it's about puck recovery if you see it. Most of the players have their hands on them most of the time in their belly, and they receive the puck and they're not able to after catch the puck. So it's bump in front of them and they're like, I'm missing my pass most of the time. So what I'm telling to player, it's just bring your CCM logo or a Bauer logo in front of the player, in front of the pass you're receiving. So the player will see it. So your top hand right now, if you show your logo, you're breaking your wrist a little bit. You'll be more able to receive the puck and stop it in front of you, and it's more in front. So it's a simple detail of teaching, but the player understands better in this way. All right. Oops, sorry. So next after that, it's about the drill I had just shown you before. So we have added a pass, and just to show right now our player. This player is a great skater. He's most of the time he's really he's down and his shoulder always straight. He's not bending his shoulder on one side or on the other. And most of the time when players going on one side, they will bend their shoulder and they'll go more on the ice and they will lose their balance. So he's really sit, as you can see his shoulder, they are straight forward. And after that, he's making a pass. We have added a pass and he's shooting. Our goalie was not ready. So we're adding more ice movement. Another inside and outside edge drill that you could do with your player. Simple, but more with speed, this one. So the player is just turning around the pylon, holding it. You could ask your player just to stay limit the stick handling also. Most of the time players take handle a lot of with the puck. What I like is we could see different player here. I'm sorry. This player is great. He's turning his shoulder it's one part when the player has to turn. Most of the time we tell him turn your shoulder, but we should tell him to turn his opposite shoulder. So if turn is opposite shoulder, it'll turn faster also. So it engages the whole body most of the time. So because they don't understand the principle of just turning their shoulder, they turn their shoulder the same side. But if it's the opposite shoulder, it will help all the upper body to turn and it will be easier for them to accelerate. Here we could see he's not turning his shoulder. The other one before he was turning his shoulder really faster. And this one has a more large stance, so it's more difficult for him to hold this edge. All right. So if we are talking about more passing, we had passing like I told. Now what we will add is also decision making. This one, when we want to work on our puck recovery, I'll show you the clip. It's really simple, but most of the players don't understand the simple detail of that. So I have my players getting the puck in the corner, so simple drill. The other one has to see the player all the time. So the second player, it's about, and you could see, you'll tell me, Alex, it's a shooting drill, offensive drill. Yeah, for sure, right now. But even in the puck recovery, most of our players, what they do, the 17 here, he will turn his back to go, and after he will go to the net. But most of the time, they forget to see the play all the time. So I tell them, just you have to see the play. And this clip was great, but all the other one that I filmed, they were turning the head. So the same thing if you have a forward on the breakout situation, a winger that is turning and he won't, when he's going away from the puck, he's just turning his head, is not seeing the play all the time. And it's part of the, I think, hockey sense, because you'll have more reaction, faster reaction on the play. All right, crossover. Here, simple drill, a simple clip. We have Jérémy Lauzon. I'm working with Jérémy during the summer. So he's the dude who's recovering the puck. So he's holding his edges. After we have work on his knee drive, accelerating. His scan is a little bit deficient on this clip, but he has a stick in front, making the pass. So from this drill, we have to work with our D-man or player to accelerate fast, like I told before the other clip. All right, so Jay's accelerating from a crossover. Simple drill to work on many reps, a lot of reps. We'll see different kind of player here. We have double A player, the first one. When he's engaging his turn, he stops moving his feet. And it's a big part of the game when you want a player to keep speed on the breakout. So but sometimes when they turn, they stop moving their feet and after they accelerate. So you'll see second player a little bit more moving his feet. After this clip, we have stopped everyone to ask them to cross their feet all the time. So over here, he's just doing a tight turn, but we want them to keep moving his feet. And honestly, I think it's really hard because when they're crossing over, they're getting speed and they're like hitting the board. So we asked them to have a shorter crossover. And after that, they were able to work it. So it's simple drill, but also how you recover your puck. On forehand or backhand, are you able to recover it on forehand and keep skating in front of you, not just bringing it back and stick handling? So it's a big difference. Also, as a D-man, when you go recover your puck in the corner, are you bringing your puck in front to stick handle it and after bring it on the side? So it's going simple, like restriction you can give to your player also. Just over here, this player I've shown you before, just to show you a really important detail over here. He's leaning, he's holding his edge, he's not falling down. Why? Because his shoulders are straight. Sorry, his shoulders are straight, and he's like a speed skater. When you see speed skating on the Olympic right now, they're really bent, but their body are straight. And it's a big difference about player who's much giving their shoulder down. They are more efficient on their crossover and accelerating and being strong in the ice. Again, if you can see, he's holding his edge, but his body is straight, shoulder really straight also. He's a great skater though. All right. A few detail more about deception. Two fake. skate and the stick fake. I'm sure you have already worked with your player with on that. If not, player love it because it's always fun to beat an opponent that is on your back on breakout or different situation also. So just over here, you will make a little stick fake going one way, beat the player, go the other way. I'll show you again. All right, stick is in the air. Sometimes just bringing the stick a little bit on the side of his skate, on his left skate, but it's just a little movement. You don't have to go too much. Sometimes players go on the ice, turning around the puck and going. I'll show you a clip. Or just faking the shoulder also. Player just follow him, turning, crossover, heads up, shoulder, stick in front. He's not stick handling his puck also. So he's under handling it, making a play breakout. All right, great clip. Just yesterday on Twitter, I follow Kyle, and Kyle put this clip on, and I was like, okay, I have to show to coaches. So scan, first of all, bringing his skate on one way. Oops, sorry. I don't know if I change. Here, so he's bringing the skate, bringing the player on him, and it will change direction. It's a change of direction where the player will shave the ice, switching his edges and shave the ice. So it's a great clip. So he beats the player. Breakout, forehand. You had a little problem with the puck, but also what we ask player on the breakout situation most of the time, it's can you stay on your forehand to make a play fast? So over here, he's pushing the puck in front. You don't need to bring it on your back end or stick handling for too much also. All right. So drill about it's simple drill that we work on with our D-man also for forward, but most of them with our D-man. So the left D-man go pick up the puck, go on back end, change the direction like we saw. Goes up. We had on the images, we didn't put the other D-man, but we had another D-man on top bringing a shot, but we had two net also. So I have to have rep and also connect other stuff also. So over here, and most of the time I like to use the circle just to add pressure and have someone. So the guy follow the circle, change direction. The other guy, after that, just blocking him, change direction, could skate on the opposite way. I'll show you on the circle. There's no other guy right now, but if you could just... So here it's U18 AAA defenseman, but you'll see, so he's just going down. What do we ask them? It's like, show your shoulder, you're going one way, and after, change your direction. And you'll see another on his skating ability over here. When he's changing, he's going, and when he's changed direction, the gliding phase over here to change his direction is really long. It's too much long. So if he's able to be faster, what can help him is a punched up inside edge that will punch the ice, but he's going really, really large. So sometimes take more time to beat the opponent. All right, stick fake. We were working on it yesterday with our player here. So just a low move going outside the feet. Sorry, I'll show you a few clip. Some player was confused sometime, and it's not easy for everyone. I'll show you this one over here. So he's going a little bit, like if he was going on back end, recover, tight turn, engage. So everyone was working on the ice, and most of the time after we have practiced it, we do a drill about the stick fake, and we connect other things. And between the drill, sometimes coaches are asking for a simple drill or simple rep of something. I ask player to take a puck between our two drill and 10 rep of just stick fake. let's go, guy, everyone, before a water bottle after we switch to next drill. So players just have a lot of ref in the practice. They could have done one other time yesterday. So the drill that we could connect with that for a breakout again, for D-man, and after that we connect other stuff. So the D-man recover a puck. He's making a stick fake going one way, rimming the puck because our winger has to work on their rim, dealing with rim, going down rim, going up on rim. There's a different way. We have a forward one going down on rim, giving back to the centerman you could see as in a game, but the guy is just following the play, watching his D-man making the play, follow. He's a support, go for a shot, D-man follow, F1, go F2 after in the drill. So just to add something, you could ask your D-man also to work on skate fake and things like that, and add a pressure also. There's a lot of connection you could do with that. All right, body first. On puck recovery for breakouts, every forward's needed, every D-man, and every part of the game. BTH, butt to hand, having their body in front of the end of the opposite player. So I'll show you the clip. Just it's really simple. It's just over here. When he's going body first. It's not a hit. It just he's going under his stick first with his stick, and after his hips is in the hands of the player. So after we recover the puck, we break out. So it's simple clip, but and second one, under the stick. If you watch a lot of Tampa, you'll see when they go to recover the puck, first of all, they target the under stick of the player. They lock the stick first. They block the player. So he's going under stick first, boom, hit stick, body in front, lock the stick of the player, pushing down the puck, and they have the breakout. He missed the breakout, but after you recover. So simple drill. Could start a practice with that also. It's just about body first. I'll show you. You have two options. All right. I ask player. I love to have player being somewhere and keep having their feet in movement. So we have a player on top between the blue line. These players working on puck placement. It's stick, body first, give the puck, find the guy over here. This guy should move in front and moving everywhere, being ready for a pass. And it just keep going. I'm not taking care of stopping everyone and correcting everyone. We correct the player in the row. We just want puck movement. We could do it and add some restriction after that. So this is part one. And after that, we have had the guy who was shooting the puck. After he was going to the shooter, he was driving the shooter just to make a decision to the shooter. So just to have a more decision making. This is on breakout over here. But the other part is the player could decide which way he goes. He has to read the stick. So it's simple. A similar drill. After the body first, it was check the player's stick, check his body. You could go down, go up. It depends. You have to act and react. So it's helping also the hockey sense to develop. And you'll see players that are more efficient also on their edge. All right, puck on board dealing with rim. You'll see something that we just saw before a drill. It's the same clip. It's really similar. Guys receiving a rim, going down the rim. We'll talk about how he's dealing with the rim. Support, breakout. Great. This is a breakout. It's Colorado, but it's a breakout. So just simple detail over here. So he's leaning. He's protecting the puck. There's nobody, but he's making the rim over here, just right here. How you deal with the rim on the board. So shoulder, you're the wall, like we were telling our player. The shoulder over here on top elbow should be eye. So the player is able to have his blade right on the right position on the ice, because most of the time they have their shoulder down and it's up their the toes of their blade of their stick, and it's more difficult to deal with. So you go your shoulder up, so your blade will be more able to be on the ice with that, and you'll be more strong. If you want to button back or turn it and protect it also, you could, it will be helpful. So shoulder up, protecting it, he's able to make a second action. Split. Another breakout here. Just chipping the puck, keeping going. You recover on this backhand over here on the board, chip the puck, breakout, they're gone. Great play. So it's not a big deal about, you could see a lot of these kind of clip in the game right now. We'll just talk about the drill about that. So here it's a drill of getting off the ball, the board, sorry, getting off the board from the D-man. The guy go recover the puck. If he's another D-man on top and we have a shot, like I told you, I like to have shot. So over here, we're working on our ability to work with our edge. If we connect everything inside edge, recover, get off the wall, taking the middle. We could ask our D-man to get inside that to have a better option also for a winger. So it's connecting with the team concept and things like that. He's making the pass on top, inside edge. And most of the players have some difficulties to get the puck off the wall because they have their two ends too close. So if you ask them to go to recover on their back end, just ask them to their bottom end to just slide it a little bit more down. So it will help to the circle of the puck when you're getting it to not go outside your blade. So it's simple detail, but could be really simple and useful. Inside edge, recover, give, shoot. And even sometimes we don't see the end of the clip, but after a D-man has shot, I'm asking my other D-man who has made the pass, if there's a rebound, recover it and give it to the coach on the board. So it's another puck recovery style also. And most of our D-men, when they're in front of the net, they have to recover these loose puck. And we could see just here at the end of just working on rep after most of the time I start with the drill. And if I see that it's more difficult, we start with reps. So I put everyone on board. Okay, we go back, we work together by 2 by 2. After we come back, we are doing the drill again. So we regress to progress. So it's really, it's useful, honestly. So on forehand also, on forehand, if he's dealing with a rim on forehand, top end in front, shoulder up, like I told you on the past, but rest reception, having their, most of the time, their blade. Right now, he has his blade too much in angle, so it's bring in front. So a little bit more as bottom end close to him, but his top end more straight. But it's not a bad reception. All right. So it's dealing with rim also, but more for on his back end and keep going and keeping with the flow. So puck recovery, I like to work with workshops. So player, it's a U18 player, and we'll see next player over here that will recover it. It's more difficult for him. They don't know how to deal with the toe of the blade sometime on the board, and you have a way of getting the, if you this one will do great. Yes, great. So just over here, you could see that his blade is a little bit close, and the bottom of the blade is more up, and it's like more an angle, so the puck will go in front of him. Sometimes if it's too straight, it will stop there, but after he has to go on his forehand. But if he's able to keep it, bring it a little bit in angle with the toes of the heel, sorry, of the blade, it will go in front of him on the back end, and after he will recover faster. So it's small detail over here. Also scanning the ice. And another thing that we have asked on the drill, but it's not there, it's after you have recovered your puck, the guy on the top right now, the green guy over here, you could have your stick on the ice or not on the ice. If you have your stick on the ice, player make a pass. If you don't have, so it's just about hockey sense and scanning also. So it's simple, but the player love it and they challenge themselves. Sometimes they have their blade like really close to the ice, but it's not on the ice. Like guys, come on. And all right. So this one is more about dealing with rim with the skate. So the player bring the puck on his skate, bring it on his blade, and after roll out. And the skill is more about rolling out over here. If the player is locked on the board and he's seeing that the player is taking the opposite side, he try to push his hand with on the board or bring it the puck, and after get out. And after he's making a pass and we had a play. But it's a rollout is really interesting because most of the time player when they're locked, and this one, yeah, a little bit is a bit too much, is upper end. But if he has a little bit more down low, he could, if the player is pushing him with a contact, he could push and use the board to have more space on it. So it's to roll out is great to bring a player stick, defensive player stick, and after go as a breakout. All right. I think it's my last. Puck recovery, backward crossover. Honestly, I think that as a coach, we have to work on our, for D-man, for sure, on their backward skating and backward crossover, because if they receive a D2D pass or things like that, they will engage a backward crossover to a skating in front, jumping in front. Most of the time, coaches forget to work on the force on their backward crossover. And it's a great skill to have to deal with breakout, to deal with transition, to deal with power play situation. You receive a puck, you have to backward crossover to make a play. There is so much situation where about the backward crossover. So I'll show you the clip. Puck recovery from there, from a shot from net. Over here, so knee out puck protection, backward crossover, crossing, facing, making his breakout. It's a simple skill, you told me, and I'm agree with you. But for her forward, most of the time, they move too much their skate in a small, they're just crossing over too much. And after they lose control and they fall down or they're not in control of their upper body. So we ask them to keep their blade when they're doing their crossover. Keep your blade on the ice, your edge, sorry, not your blade, but your edge on the ice most of the time, the longest you can. And like a figure skater, if I compare, if you have checked the Olympic, the figure skater, when they're getting their speed to do a jump or a triple axel or things like that, they're really loaded and their edges are touching the ice most of the time. There are two edges. Just before the jump, they won't, but when they want the speed on their backward crossover. So it's just having their ankle more a little bit bent and having their edges more on the ice. It will help them to do it and relax. Most of the time, just tell them to relax. Stop crossing for nothing. They're just losing control of their body. And the second action of that is the ability to jump, open shoulder, hip, and jump in front. So you could explode and after see the play faster also. So here, Nicolas Roy is playing for Vegas. So we have worked on his backward crossover last summer because it was a part of his game that was a little bit more difficult. But it was more about you'll see him. He's just getting the puck and placing the puck in front of him so he could be ready for another action. It's just one touch and puck placement. Also, his backward crossover. First of all, right now, over here is blade his knee. Sorry, I'll just stop. I just want to stop at the right spot. All right, over here. The right leg right now is in the air. When he goes on the ice, after that, when he's holding his edges, and after he's switching, he's pushing, but he has to a little bit. His knee was too much bent on the ice, so he was too low. So I told him to a little bit more work on his stance. So just bending a little bit his knee, and it helped him keeping flow. But honestly, it's a pro player. So drill about that. It's our player over here. It's a true backward crossover. The player starts, goes in front, receive. He's supposed to activate his feet, but I don't know why, but most of the time when player receive, his stance is too much, really too much wide right now. He's not able to backward crossover. So over here, when he's receiving his puck, I told them to start skating. Most of the problem was also the drill at the beginning, but you could see that when he's going, just switching and crossing over, he has a small crossover. He's not bending his knee, so he's not able to go behind and go really in the ice. So over here, a little bit more, he's moving. We will work on puck here. So this player was going backward, but the player are most of the time on their toes and not on the complete the edges, the full edges on the ice, and they're not moving their feet. So it's a simple drill, but when you're trying this drill with them, they start moving, and it's a big mistake also. Player, when they receive a puck, they stop moving their feet. It's another stuff also. So this is it for me tonight. I hope you had some information. Thank you for listening and connecting. If you have any question, I have Hockey Development on Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram, you have a drill per week right now. I'm on every Sunday. I put a drill on with a different topic, and I have also my Twitter with Coach Chenier. But it could be a pleasure. If you have any question, Brian, you can give coaches my email, and I'll pleasure to ask.
Thanks, Alex. Fabulous. Some great information there, and some real neat things to unpack. We don't have any questions come in the chat. If any coaches that are on the call have a question for Alex, feel free to unmute and fire away.
Oh boy.
Hey, Alex, I would actually like to know if you would do for under 10, how would you go about for edge work on receiving a pass? You were talking about their legs being too wide when they receive a pass, and a lot of our players are actually doing that. What do you recommend for them to actually tighten up a bit?
I think you could start with just static movement. First of all, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain without the images, but first of all, just ask them to, when they're like 2 or 3, like when they're going backward, just one step after they receive a puck, and you stop the sequence. You see how they are able to glide after that. Just don't keep moving their feet after. Just one cross, glide, one cross, glide. So you'll see the difference. They will see the difference about how they glide and not gliding at all. So if they are too wide, they won't glide at all. And if they are able to glide, it's because they'll have a great wide between their two skate. Also, you could work on also just thinking about it, but on the circle, like you put your player on the circle, you ask them just to hold their edges, just doing a C cut, and after the second leg, go behind the C cut. So, and they keep gliding with the C cut, the skate that was doing the C cut. So it's just the skate crossing over it, and after the other one is behind. So they will keep gliding, and they're just doing that, and it will help them like to have less wide. like that. They will more lie on the circle. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Sorry.
Juste une clarification. Tu veux
Ah
dire,
oui.
quand il fait son crossover du reculon, il garde son pied en X en arrière ou il va juste avec un pied?
Non, il garde en arrière pour qu'il glisse. Vraiment pour qu'il reste sur sa lame le plus possible. Ça répond-tu?
Okay.
Tu me suis-tu?
Oui, j'ai compris, merci.
OK, merci. Désolé, là, des fois.
Great.
No problem, buddy. I appreciate it.
I have another question just came in, Alex. You had talked about the logo on the stick hand positioning.
Yeah.
Could you just re-explain that? Just go back over it again.
Yeah, no problem. Do I have a stick here? No. All right. Sorry, I'm in my office. Simple. I'll show you with my hands. If I'm showing, like most of the player, if you grab a stick and you have your hand, if you show your logo, so you'll broke a little bit your wrist in front, so the player will see, like on the pass, when the pass is coming, if you're in front of me, you'll see my logo of my gloves. So it's just a tip to be a little bit more in front, or not in front of the belly too much, but just breaking your wrist. So when you receive the puck, you can stop the puck in the same time by pushing your top end, but on the ice, and the stick will absorb the pass also with your bottom end that will push in the same time. Is it clear? It's a great image for younger player. Just ask them to show you your logo when they're in position or receiving a pass in front on forehand, and they will understand. I think on my side, they understand.
Any other questions from the coaches?
It was too clear.
It was too clear. You were too good.
You were too good, buddy. We understood perfectly. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. So thank you very much. Really appreciate the opportunity, guys.
Anything, JR, before we sign out?